Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of ZoukCast. As always, I have on the other half part of the screen DJ. Hello, DJ. How are you?
Hey Sandra, I'm good today. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Busy week, but
Yeah?
work. So we have a lot of work, no?
Okay, yeah.
Now, today, as our special guest and from Zurich, we have Fehr. Hello, Eric. How are you?
Hey, hello. I'm fine. How are you? Fine, no?
Great. Well, quite sad because today starts the Dutch Congress and I cannot be there. So that's life. That's life. Are you going there?
No, I'm gonna skip this one.
Okay. And you, Eric?
I'm skipping as well.
Okay, so we are the three skippers, no? Then. Okay, great. Well, one of the main reasons why we wanted to have you here, Eric, is to talk a little bit about the private classes in general, both when learning and teaching, and we know you have experience in both sides. So to start with, why private classes?
Why? Why to have private classes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in private classes, you get the full attention of the teacher for yourself. So he can give you tips, much more detailed feedback as when you're in a group class, because he has more time for you. He's just there for you.
And have you taken private classes with your regular teachers or with many others during this time?
Well, I have taken quite a few private classes with a lot of the famous teachers, like the ones that you find at Dutch Zouk, for example. Actually, I wanted to count for the show how many different private classes I had, but I didn't have the time to. But it's quite many, like over 20. Yes.
20 private classes, more or less. And what are the things maybe that you can say that, I mean, private classes alone or private classes combined with regular classes with more students?
Well, for me, the best combination you can do is you take regular classes, you go for the parties, you go for the workshops, and you take private classes.
So after you have seen the teacher that you want to take the private in a workshop, for instance?
Well, to me, of course, like if I have to choose myself, I'd like to know the teachers first before I ask them for a private class. I mean, another thing could be if your teacher is suggesting you another teacher to take private classes from.
Yeah, then there is no doubt. No, you follow advice normally.
I mean, suggestions from more experienced friends or from other teachers are always valuable, you know. And then I trust them and I just go for the private class.
And do you think they have any inconvenience or cons, these private classes?
Contradictions to private classes. Well,
like having a partner and having only private classes, you and your dance partner with certain teachers, maybe you can improve your dancing, but not at social level, more only with your partner. So it can be good for this, but maybe you lose the regular flow of the class or what?
Yeah, well, the point is private classes are for very specific topics and for very specific improvements of your own dancing. So private classes are not the suitable thing for example, learning the basics.
So for beginners.
Okay, for beginners, I wouldn't suggest private classes, except if you, for example, the times of the regular classes don't fit you. You can make an appointment with your teacher to have regular private classes.
Sure.
But a private class per se, like that what most people know as private class is you go to one teacher and you have 1 hour with that teacher, and then you go for another teacher and you have 1 hour with that teacher. It's like workshops, but private. And this is nothing to build up, you know. For this, you need the regular classes.
Sure. And when taking the private classes, do you have any favorite teacher or methodology, like how to start private class and how to finish it, for instance?
Well, I took, as I said, I took private classes with a lot of different teachers, and each of them was valuable for me. I learned something from each of those teachers. Why? Because I was going with the attitude of asking them for this specific information that I wanted to have from them.
Yeah.
So before a private class, I think about what I want to have from them, or from that teacher, or from that couple. And what I always also add, and what I suggest to do, is not only to have your own questions, but to tell them also to look at your dancing and giving you feedback on your dancing.
Or which things you need to polish, or which
Yes,
ones
yes.
you need to tweak or to improve.
Exactly, because you yourself, you have some ideas what you want to improve, but maybe the teachers can see something else that you should improve as well, that you are not thinking about.
Yes.
And also it's kind of more appreciation to the teacher to give them the opportunity to talk of their own opinion as well.
A question, Eric. How do you choose the proper teacher for yourself? Because like there are so many teachers, and all of them have different styles. And as beginner, it's difficult to know the differences. So I see beginners taking private from this teacher, private from that teacher, and a lot of private from all the teachers. And at the end, they are confused. Like, I still don't know what I want.
Well, me personally, I'm not taking classes for the style. Okay. For example, I've taken private classes with Dodinho. It's more R&B style, right? I've taken private classes with Shandy. It's a completely different style. I've taken private classes with Daniel and Leticia. Why is this still valuable for me and adding to my dance? Because I'm going for some specific information that I can put into my own dancing, into my own style. So for example, I'm not the Genio style, okay? So I don't go to the Genio and ask him, teach me your style. I go to him and ask him, like, I really like how sharp the movements are that you do. How can what is the technique for that? So that I can add similarly sharp movements to my dance.
You ask them specific question that you want, but most beginners, they are not that they don't know exactly what they want or what they can. So they are like, they see a style like the Genio style, or maybe Lamba style, or Shandy style, or Mafi style, and they are taking classes private, and they're taking from this teacher and that teacher, but they are confused. You see their basics are not proper because they don't have like one fundamental, and because they took from all these teachers a little bit of this, little bit of that, and that doesn't fit in each other. So have you any tip or some thing that those people can keep in mind?
Well, the usual mistake that you do when you take private is that you ask for a specific movement. Okay. Because I mean, I understand why the people ask for it, because they see, for example, the shows of these teachers.
Yeah.
And see, I want to be able to dance this move. So they go to the private class and ask the teacher, teach me this move.
Yeah.
This is wrong. When you take a private, you should ask, what kind of technique do I need to learn to be able to dance this move? So private classes are for specific tips on the technique, and for feedback about your basics. So this might sound boring to the people, but if you go to a private class, if I go to any private class, I always ask, how can I improve my basics? Look at my dancing. What can I improve? But how to choose the teacher?
Yeah.
Well, first, go for workshops with that teacher. Go for group classes with that teacher, and maybe dance with that teacher on the party. And if you like how that teacher is dancing, if you like the teacher personally, this is a good reason to have a private class, for me. Of course, at that point, I'm not yet sure what I'm gonna get out of the private class. But I like the teacher, so I know that I'm gonna get something that I like, probably. But don't go with too many expectations into the private class.
Don't go thinking you will end the class and do that move perfectly, no? For instance.
For example, you see, like regular classes, you're building up and you're learning moves and you're able to dance afterwards, okay? A workshop, like nowadays, most workshops are about moves. So you start the class, and at the end of the class, you know at least the sequence, okay? Private classes are not for that. And private classes don't work that way, that you are able to do these things at the end of the private class. You get a lot of feedback, and you need to go back home and train. You need to go home and practice.
And
you
even
go to the party and practice.
Yeah, and even take notes, no, of what they have said, like to put everything clear.
To be honest, I started taking notes because of Daniel and Leticia.
That's why
at a very late stage, okay? My first 15 private classes were not with Daniel and Leticia, you know? That was my very first, in my very first private class with them, I saw them making notes about me and my partner, and then comparing their notes, and then telling us. And for me, this was like, wow, they're taking notes. Yeah, well, it depends how your memory and how your body works. For me, usually the things that are useful for me are getting memorized in my body and somewhere in the back of my brain. I'm not even thinking consciously about it. But this is how I work. Other people need to make notes. Other people need to make videos. So everybody needs to know for himself what way of remembering is the best for them.
Yes, and you as a leader, do you think it's better to receive the private classes from a leader, from a follower, or from both together?
I always take a couple. Always the couple.
Okay. And what do each part of the couple, so the leader and the follower, offer you? Like it's not the same from the other side.
Again? Sorry.
What does each part of the couple, so the leader and the follower, offer to you in the private class? In the sense that what do they give you different that can the follower that the leader cannot do, or the opposite?
Okay. One thing is, if you're taking private class with one teacher, that teacher can dance with you and give you feedback, okay? But he cannot look at you dancing. I'm talking when you, as a single person, take private class, okay? Yes. If you take private class with a couple, one of them can always have a look at you. In my case, as I'm a leader, I'm usually dancing with the follower, with the lady, and the leader of the couple can look at my leading and how it looks. So he can give me feedback about my part, which is his part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the follower can give me feedback how it feels to dance with me, how my leading feels. Mm-hmm. Of course, it doesn't mean that you cannot take private classes with just one teacher. Just you can get more feedback out of one class if you take both.
Yeah, sure.
And they also can talk with each other and discuss, so you understand better what they are talking about.
Do you prefer some teachers, like some name that you say that's absolutely worth to take private from?
For me personally?
Yeah.
Or just general?
General. Ooh, that's a dangerous question.
And for you personally.
No, for me personally, very valuable were the private classes that I had, for example, with Caio Victor. At that time, I don't know how it is now because I haven't seen him for a long time. Mm-hmm. Daniel and Leticia, for sure. Mm-hmm. They, as I said, they're making notes and they give you very detailed feedback about all your mistakes. So you get a long list of what you can improve. Leo and Becky, I like because they gave me really, really good feedback about the feeling in the dance. Mm-hmm. And about my basics. I'm still thinking a lot about what they told me in that private class because I'm still doing it wrong. Sorry, Becky. I was, for example, also very amazed about Freddy and Andressa. Why? Because they gave me feedback and improvements how I can improve my style. They were not trying to put their style on me, mm-hmm. but they were trying to help me to grow my own style. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At that point where I had that private class, I was super amazed. I was like, wow, they really care about me. So, but I had so many private classes and they were all great, you know. All of them were great.
You don't regret of any of them? Don't say the name of the teacher, but there is one private class without saying the teacher's name that you say, maybe there was one that I shouldn't have taken? Maybe because your expectations were too high, or...
Well, there was one time in all of those private classes that I was a bit disappointed because I got taught a move and not improving my dancing. Okay. But that was just once. And I was taking more private classes with that teacher and that was a lot better. So great. I'm very happy.
Cool. Changing a little bit the topic, I've seen that in your lower third you have some anniversary dates.
Yes.
Which are these dates? Wow.
Okay. Set M here. I think it's here. Yeah. Okay. Set M is Zouk Matters. Zouk Matters is the name of my weekly party, the Zouk party here in Zurich. And as it says, it's the anniversary of that party. It's the third anniversary.
Okay.
But it says 7, 9. Is it January 2017?
Yes, January. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be a full weekend with workshops.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to put here in the end here. I wanted to put what was it? Sabor Español.
Sabor español. Yes.
because we're gonna have Antonio and Marcela doing the workshops on Zouk Devils. So, and we're gonna have Spanish DJs. And yeah, what to tell about the weekend? Well, it's mainly about social dancings. I also asked Antonio to prepare workshops that improve the social part of the dancing, the fun part, let's say. And there are going to be 3 parties: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Okay.
So a lot of active social dancing and having dinner together and having brunch together and stuff like that. So
okay,
a more social event.
Nim, we have to go there, huh?
I will try. Yeah.
Well, you're more than welcome. You know.
We'll do my best. And how is the local scene now in Zurich? There are a lot of dancers. The level is more for beginners, or there are a lot of experienced dancers that go to other congresses. How is it?
Well, I'm in Zouk now for a bit more than 5 years here in Zurich, and to my feeling, we have kind of generation change right now. So we have many of the people that were dancing Zouk when I started, or that started at the same time as me, that are dropping out now, and a lot of new people coming in. But I wouldn't say that we have beginner level. It's a good level, but we have a big mess in the basics. Yeah, you know, like as we are living in Zurich and in Switzerland, we are very fortunate as everybody wants to come here and teach workshops. And they come and we invite them. It's great because the people love it. But as you were mentioning before, Nymph, this can produce some confusions, especially if you as a teacher, like as a local teacher, are not clear about what they should take from the workshops and what not.
Yeah.
So, but we're trying to fix it. We're working on the quality of the basics, on the precision. Yeah. The scene is active. Is going to festivals a lot. Is traveling a lot. Maybe not as much as I am, but I'm doing it like full time. So, yeah, is like right now is okay. It went a bit down, but we're getting the up curve now.
Okay. You have your own classes in Switzerland?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah. I'm really happy with my students.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Are you 24th? Is it 24th November? There's this Zouk marathon in Bremen. Are you gonna visit it?
No, because myself, I have a show on a big dance event in Zurich on the 26th of November.
Yeah.
Polyball. If anybody of our audience knows about this event, it's like a big prom decorated with a lot of different floors for a waltz, for a salsa, for a disco, for swing dances, house, whatever. It even has cinema and casino, you know. It's like 10,000 people attending the event, and I'm gonna be part of the midnight show.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
I have another question, Eric. How did you get into the Zouk?
Into Zouk? Ooh,
Yeah.
around 7 corners, I would say. Well, at some point during my PhD, I was going back to salsa classes. I started salsa classes again, and then realized that my university has a student organization that is organizing dance classes. So I went to Rueda de Casino workshops, salsa. Okay. And we had a really, really cool group in that workshop weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, we were like, well, now we learned all these fancy names like Dame Una, Sententa, and all those kind of things. And now we're just going to forget about it. So we decided to meet on a regular basis in a salsa club. And well, it happened to be that at that Friday parties in that salsa club, there was a Kizomba teaser class every Friday. And one day we went, and from that on, I was dancing Kizomba. And yeah, another lovely day, I was completely unmotivated about working, dancing, whatever. But I decided to go to the club, have a drink, listen to the music, and then go home.
Oh.
Okay. You might guess already that this was not the thing that happened. I got asked by a lovely lady, do you dance? And I said, like, I was watching my phone and like, yes, I do. And we danced the whole night.
Whoa.
And that lady was taking me to another place on another day for a pure Kizomba party because she loved Kizomba. And at that time, this was the place where they played this type of music, like Zoukish, Kizombish music. And all the Kizomba people and all the Zouk people of Zurich were there. And I entered the room, and the Zouk people just made like, "Wow, somebody new!" and took me. That's how I started.
There's also
I never stopped since then. So,
beside of your classes, there's also Christina.
Well, there are with me there are 4 schools.
Yeah.
There's Salsa Alegria that started the whole Zouk thing in Zurich. They doing it. Oh, I need to check. Like 8-9 years maybe.
Nice.
Then Christina, she started like half a year after I started with Zouk. Then me, I started doing classes like 2.5 years ago. And since a bit more than a year, there is another couple teaching Zouk, Zouk Essence.
Nice.
So we have 4 schools. Yeah.
So you're not competing each other or just working together?
Competing? Well, you mean quarreling?
Okay.
Well, there are always some disagreements, you know. Of course, we all would like to have it more harmonic, but we have a different opinion what should be harmonic, you know. That's it. But you see, for the dancers, for the students, it doesn't matter that much because they can go to all the events, they can go to all the parties, to all the classes they want. For us, this is okay.
Okay, that's good.
We even encourage them to, well, I say my students, you can also take classes in another school, you know, to have the teachings of somebody else, and not only from me, is going to add more to their dancing, and they're going to improve faster. So, yeah, in fact, we have a lot of people that do take classes in more than just one school.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Okay, can you see if there is any question from our audience?
No, there are no questions.
No questions?
Nope.
Oh,
Everything is very clear for them now. They have
maybe.
the pros and cons of the private classes, so they have everything now. And Nim, do you have any other class? Any other questions? Sorry.
No, well, Eric, when is the next party event that you're organizing?
Well, I have weekly parties. Tomorrow is one. Well, it's a little Zouk floor in a big salsa party, starting at 9 o'clock. It's called Salsa Mania, and of course Monday. Every Monday.
So every Monday and Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday is sometimes they cannot have the location, and then we're not having Zouk on Thursdays, but it's okay.
And how do you get your student? Like, do you go to parties and you just grab them like, hey, come to my classes? Or do you go and promote a flyer everywhere? Or you just go on the street and just shopping center somewhere and say, hey, do you want to see me dancing? And then you do this Zouk, what is this thing? This Zouk, Zouk dance somewhere.
Okay. Well, of course, I'm attending the parties that I'm organizing, especially the one on Thursday, as it's a big salsa party, is a good place to advertise our dance to other dancers. I mean, there are a lot more salsa dancers than Zouk dancers, obviously. I mean, it's a big party, like 400 or 500 people every Thursday. I would love to have that many Zouk dancers. We're working on it. We're gonna get there. How else? No, I'm not the kind of actively dragging people into my classes. Usually it works that they text me either by Facebook or by email or personally in the parties and say like, do you teach, when are your classes? I want to come to your classes. That's usually how it works. And of course I'm advertising on Facebook, yes.
Okay. What do you think that's needed to make the Zouk grow in Switzerland or Zurich?
In Switzerland?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you think that is missing or you need to make the Zouk grow?
Well, we are working on it, but the point is we are not that much seen in the city and in the rest of the dance community. One of the salsa teachers that is teaching like for a long time already in Zurich told me that, well, listen, you need a couple that the people can identify with, that can tell, oh, this couple, this is Zouk, and Zouk is this couple.
Yeah.
And we're working on having such a couple, you know. It's gonna be of profit for all of us, you know.
Yeah.
What else? Well, just continue working, you know, being present and visible to the people. I'm all day talking about Zouk. When I'm in a bus, when I'm in a train, when I'm in a restaurant, I always think about what I do. And I distribute my business cards
around the public transportation.
No. Never just hand out flyers. First talk with the people. And if they're interested, then give the flyer.
Okay, great.
Otherwise, you just waste flyers.
Lose money wasting the flyers.
And you know, flyers are not for free, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All
right. No further questions.
No further questions. Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, I think then that's all for today. Just remember that Eric is doing this Zouk Matters event 7th to 9th January 2017 with Sabor Español.
Yes.
So everyone that needs more information, we can check on Facebook or ask Eric.
Yes.
And Eric,
text me.
Do you have any final sentence or something to add?
Well, I want to thank you guys for inviting me for this talk. I was quite surprised when I got the message last week. And I was also surprised about the topic. But when I understood why you were asking, it was really cool.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. Keep going. I like ZoukCast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Eric. Thank you also, DJ Nymph. And thanks to everybody that is watching the episode live or that will watch it later. And that's all for this week. See you next Wednesday. Goodbye and have a nice week. Goodbye.
Nice evening.
Bye.
Bye.